In 1983, Car and Driver released its first 10 best automotive list. The Honda Accord was on that first list and has been for 38 years ever since, more than any other vehicle. Come see why the Accord is consistently rated as one of the best vehicles on the road at Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you have plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. We have made it. Woo, past a Monday.
Yeah,
to
the
Tuesday.
first not Monday.
Yeah.
Check it out. Baton Rouge going topless.
Oh.
Well, I mean, the tops of the building.
This just in. This just in.
Easy, easy.
Nice headline.
This is not water in my not Stanley.
Well.
So yeah, there you go. A little bit of fog out there. Not a lot in the where it matters. Though,
No, and some of this is because of the increased showers, the scattered showers we're going to see. But look, today not going to be bad. Still nothing like what we're expecting to see tomorrow and Thursday. In fact, let's get with Dr. Steve to find out exactly what we're looking at over the next couple of days. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Liz, yeah, not going to be too bad today. Tomorrow is where things really ramp up and that heavy rain threat arrives locally. This morning, we're starting out mainly dry. Some showers off to our east. We did have some rain late yesterday and overnight, but now, right now, not much. Might be a little mist in the air with some of these low clouds we've got over the capital city. Down at ground level, visibility not doing bad. 7 miles at the airport, 4 miles Gonzales. So some reduction, but it's not a major issue. We're helped out by a decent breeze, which is keeping that cloud deck a little bit above ground level. It is a mild start, upper 50s to low 60s right now. Baton Rouge to Hammond to Lafayette, New Iberia, Patterson, all at 62. Gonzales right now 59 degrees. I've got us approaching 70 at noon, highs in the low 70s. A few showers today, but nothing major expected for today. Give you a look at that on Futurecast. You'll note it does generate a few more showers here through the morning. That's lunchtime. As we get into the afternoon, it shows things settling down a bit with more of the shower activity a little bit north of us and right on into the evening and tonight. Not showing a whole lot through 11 o'clock, although you start to see rains increasing a little bit out to our west. So let's pick it up now on the graph model at midnight tonight and watch what happens. It delivers our first round of storms and potentially some locally heavy rain about this time tomorrow morning. So about 24 hours from now, could be getting more active. And then the graph just kind of keeps the rains going off and on through the day. That's noon Wednesday. Here we are Wednesday evening. Now watch this, 7 o'clock Wednesday. You see this band of heavier rain setting up from near Lafayette to near just west of Baton Rouge. Watch as that advances. You see how it doesn't move a whole lot right on through midnight. That could be problematic if we get bands that set up like that with rains training over the same areas. Still shows that band in the same general area through Thursday morning, then finally kicks it to the east. So as a result of that pattern, watch what the graph generates in terms of rainfall. It's got many of us in 2 to 5, 2 to 6 inches rain, but Baton Rouge and especially west of Baton Rouge, some 5 to 10 inch plus totals. Now don't think of this as maybe the most likely scenario at this point in time, but think of it as a reasonable worst case, something to keep an eye on. That potential is very much there where we get some of those bands setting up that some 5 to up to 10 inches rain totals are possible. Right now the Weather Prediction Center has Baton Rouge eastward 3 to 5 inches on average, but 5 to 7 here in shades of purple. So that's not too far off of what the graph was showing. With that in mind, we have a flood watch that kicks into effect tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., runs through Thursday morning near and north of Baton Rouge. That could be expanded with time. Also a 3 out of 4 moderate risk of flooding posted just northwest of Baton Rouge. That's a pretty significant heads up to the heavy rain threat. So with all of that, I am posting a first alert weather day tomorrow. Heavy rain threat. Could be a couple of strong storms as well. Some of that heavy rain lingering into Thursday morning. Scattered showers Friday. One more round of rain early Saturday, but I think Saturday and Sunday, most of the parades will be okay. By Sunday into next week, we're drier and a little bit cooler. Time now coming up on 7:07. Let's get a check on the roads with Johnny.
Thank you, Steve Caparata. I'm not seeing the wet weather affecting our drive much at all today. It's looking about like it normally looks, so good for you guys. And lights on when wipers are on. That is the law and will be the case for the next few days until a little rain shower activity gets out of here. So we're starting to see brake lights. When you get on the interstate here at Jubin, start to see brake lights before you get to Pete's Highway, and then Range, and then 4-H Club Road, and then on into East Baton Rouge Parish, right around O'Neill Lane, and you can see the volume of traffic there. By the time to get up here to the Airline Highway, Jefferson, Drusilla area. You're okay. 10 starts to back up right past Mall of Louisiana and the Blue Bonnet exit, and it's still a little slow between College and Acadian as you make your way in and around. We see that slow-moving traffic there. The College Drive off-ramp is open. It was closed in the overnight hours. They opened it around 5 this morning. Now looking back toward College and Acadian from the Acadian Thruway camera, westbound traffic past Acadian's fine, all the way into the downtown area and to the Mississippi River Bridge and beyond. 707, 62 degrees, a little damp in the city. We do it every single morning. We go over to Studio B with Liz Coe and Matt Williams. They give us a little brief synopsis of what we went over this morning for you and what we're covering for you later today on WAFB's 9 newscasts. Guys?
Johnny, thanks. And that brief snapshot starts with an alert here, an arrest made from Baton Rouge police on a couple of bomb threats made at a couple of local schools last year.
This goes back to November, okay? And so we were hearing these phone calls come in and these reports. We don't report normally on bomb threats, right? Because we don't want to encourage copycats, that kind of thing. What we will do, though, is report on arrests being made because of that, because we don't want you to do this. It's moronic. Now, this could have impacted a whole lot of folks, and it did. It goes back to November. 2 teenage boys, 15 and 16, now arrested for this, apparently called in, according to officials, bomb threats to a few different schools.
That's it, a number of them. And so they're facing the consequences of that. You got a 15 and a 16-year-old obviously not being identified because they are minors, but they have been arrested and charged with terrorizing and charged with false information. The other one, principal to terrorizing and principal with false information. So just know that authorities take this seriously. If you think that this is a harmless joke to play to get out of a test, they prosecute this seriously. So just keep that in mind here. Nothing to be concerned about as a parent, but if you call it in, play a joke like this, well, it's serious.
Yeah, it is. It is. This serious too. One person hurt in a shooting. This is last night, actually, in Baton Rouge. About 9 o'clock last night this happened?
Yeah, right there on about 74th Avenue, not far from Scenic Highway. We're told one person was shot. That person was taken to the hospital. Now, we've checked in with local authorities to find out what that status is, that victim's condition. Haven't heard back just yet, but as soon as we get more details, well, we're going to let you know. In the meantime, if you can help fill in the gaps with this investigation, it is a call to Crime Stoppers at 344-STOP.
Easy number to dial. This has not been easy for either side here. This has been kind of dragged out for a while. It's still going on. The potential, the possibility, the city of St. George, actually a conversation about them, arguments about them, heading to the Supreme Court, state Supreme Court in New Orleans beginning today. Yeah,
so could we see this materialize, right? The last time this went to the 5th Circuit Court of Appeals, well, the judge said, can you provide services, police, emergency, ambulatory, all of that for the citizens there now and in the future? Well, they couldn't determine that, so we end up today. What's going to come out of that state Supreme Court decision? We're going to follow that, let you know.
Big conversations, a lot of eyes are going to be on that. Speaking of going to trial, a retrial for Cardell Hayes. You may recall he's the man who was originally convicted of killing former Saint star Will Smith. This was 2016 originally.
But that sentence was vacated because of a unanimous jury decision. And remember, that has now changed in Louisiana. So today, opening statements begin in another a retrial for Cardell Hayes. This all actually happened back in 2016, believe it or not. I know, think about that now. So as opening statements begin, just keep in mind that trial is supposed to last about a week here. Will we see a unanimous decision come forth? We're going to follow that for you and let you know.
We will. Okay, so this, man, this has been a roller coaster ride of events. Supposed to be yesterday as well. This goes back to last week when the current superintendent of East Baton Rouge School says, time to step aside. And so that was Dr. Cito Narcisse saying, I'm done here. Going forward, you need to find an interim. Is this going to be the interim?
He may look familiar. That's Adam Smith. He stepped in the interim before, back when Leslie Brown, the last superintendent, stepped down because of some health concerns. So now, as we look for the 4th superintendent in 4 years, Adam Smith will be stepping into that interim role if the school board approves that. So that's happening at that special board meeting tonight that Matt mentioned was supposed to be yesterday, rescheduled for 5 o'clock tonight at the board central office there. But something else they're talking about is Dr. Narcisse's contract.
Yeah, so how do they buy it out? Do they buy it out? Look, I mean, if you're canceling a contract right here, what was in the contract as far as if I get released early, fired or terminated, or I step down for cause, for not cause, they have to figure out how to deal with the remainder of that contract. That's going to be tonight. And then, yes, figuring out the interim as they look for a permanent. We'll let you know. okay, as all that's going on, how are you when it comes to managing your money? Did you know there's such things as financial therapists out there?
Yeah, apparently it's to help you kind of navigate your process, similar
Yeah.
to a financial counselor.
That's true.
Someone to help guide you figure out your money process, especially if you might be cash strapped or you might be struggling lately. Maybe you have no savings. Maybe you don't know where to start. Maybe you don't even have a budget. We're talking bare bones basics because it's not required to have this kind of education. So
You're right.
a lot of folks may not even know where to start. Callie Hubbard spoke with a financial therapist to help guide you on where to even begin if you're kind of overwhelmed as we talk about taxes, as we talk about all of that in the beginning of the year. Get your money right before going any further.
All the information waiting for you right there. Callie's put together a good story for you. Let's talk about this, homelessness in the Baton Rouge area. There's a program, an initiative going on right now to try to accurately get a count of how many homeless we have on any given day or night in Baton Rouge.
And there's a name for that. It's called a point-in-time count. At any point in time,
Right, there you
we're
go.
counting the homeless people
Right.
out on the streets of Baton Rouge and the surrounding capital region. So a number of local nonprofits come together to do this kind of annual count. They're in the process of doing that.
Right.
But Matt, last year, they counted about 400 people on any given night sleeping on the streets of Baton Rouge in the capital area. 400 people.
So this whole thing is about making sure they have the accurate count so they can get the right resources to help these folks and then get them to a spot where they can maybe get out of this kind of rut that they are in if they have access to what they need. So all that, again, going on. Well, let you know real quick, this is going on tonight.
Ooh.
Can the Pelicans get back up? They've traded wins and losses over the last half dozen games.
Yeah.
They lost the last game they played on Friday, so it stands to reason they're going to win tonight. We'll see. It is the Utah Jazz tonight. Look, guys, the Pels, and again, Johnny, I know you don't follow anything but LSU women's basketball, but the Pelicans are a pretty good squad. We'll see if they can get that win going.
They're not like the lady basketball Tigers at LSU, I'll tell you. And I had tickets to Thursday's game, and I can't go.
You could sell them for the thousands, apparently, Johnny. They're
Man,
going
that's
for some
crazy.
big money.
I don't do the scalping thing, but I got it because I don't want people doing it to me. But yeah, I turned them back into the friend that gave them to me.
That should be quite the atmosphere, though, coming up tomorrow night in the PMAC.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I mean,
Is it
number
tomorrow or
one ranked
Thursday?
South Carolina, the reigning
Oh,
champs.
Thursday. I'm thinking
It's
today is
Thursday.
Wednesday.
I know.
wish.
I felt
I
like
like
it
the
was
way you
Wednesday already,
think.
Steve. I'm with you. Advance us through. You're advancing us through with this weather here. In fact, stay with us. We've got an update for you in 10.
See how you can save thousands whether you buy here or sell here at the Team Automotive Group. Sell your vehicle to us and we'll pay you top value, or buy here and get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get Team VIP service at every location of the Team Automotive Group.